boy, have I got something to show you, homies. Check this out. So, this is from a really shady website that tries to link the QAnon psyop to this thing called Nasara Gassara. So, Nasara was a set of proposals that went nowhere during the 90s, but it didn't die. It became valuable to someone, and I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that it 100% parallels the World Economic Forum's Great Reset Plan as well as the QAnon narrative. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, on their site, I noticed this kind of new agey, metrosexual, weird-looking Jesus figure. Kind of weird that spirituality was linked with the financial like that, since Nasara was mostly about how we could all live in utopia and get free shekels and how the Rothschilds will give back to humanity. But anyway, every now and then, some commenter would tell me that I should look into this awesome thing called Nasara Gassara. So, I did. And it's a cult. Like, it's a satanic cult. These people are into this crap that Jesus is two spirits in one body, and one of them is this fucking Maitreya thing that won't stop popping up, which is just another satanic dialectic, because Maitreya is just an imposter that can be used to knock the real Jesus out of the picture. Some of their beliefs involve crap like channeling quote-unquote aliens, and that the space aliens really want to help us guys, and that they want to come down and make sure that you get all those shekels that the Rothschilds really want to give back to you. It's a fucking satanic cult, alright? And on top of that, it is clearly a psyop. So I started to look into the New Age and the way we've been conditioned to think of aliens a little differently. Anyway, on December 6th, I made a video about the New Age, the occult, cults, fake aliens, things like that. In my video, I specifically mentioned Marshall Applewhite, the leader of the Heaven's Gate cult, who convinced a whole bunch of people to take their own lives so that they could ascend to the next level with their benevolent alien overlords. Well, apparently that same day a story had broken, and I wouldn't know it until the next day, December 7th. In this story, a former Israeli space security chief claimed that the US and Israel had been in contact with aliens from a galactic federation for years and years, but that these benevolent and awesome aliens felt that humanity wasn't ready to know that they were here. We just weren't up to snuff. So, naturally, this bullshit was trending on Twitter, #1 in American politics for a f***ing day. Edgy grifters were out there talking about how they thought the alien stuff was really awesome, bragging about how they have a picture of Marshall Applewhite in their f***ing bedroom. And as for the rest of the masses, they ate that slop and begged for more. So anyway, I was talking about the Nasara Gassara stuff linking itself to Q. To be fair, I haven't seen any QAnon thing openly endorse these ideas yet, at least not directly. So I had to say that, but if you're asking, is Q legit, you're asking the wrong question, because it isn't. So anyway, when I started sharing this information about the New Age wrapping its tentacles around Q and the parallels between the two, I saw this. It was one of a few commenters who pointed out that Q had never outright endorsed this stuff itself. And to be fair, like I said, I think they're correct, but I also haven't perused every single Q drop there is. But anyway, I decided, well, let me look into it a little bit. So this is a Reddit post from 5 months prior to the news story about Israel being in contact with the Galactic Federation. And somebody was clearly saying that QAnon is a blah 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 blah, New Age Pleiadian nonsense, just like the Nasara Gassara folks say. Just like you would do if you were setting the stage, knowing that humanity was about to have a large interaction with these things that wanted us to think they were aliens. But Faceless, this doesn't prove that Q is linked to this stuff, it just proves that that stuff wanted to link Q to itself. Okay buddy, look at this. They are the same thing, just packaged and worded differently. Both QAnon and the Nasara Gassara crap are 100% in line with the World Economic Forum's Great Reset Plan, which is satanic as fuck. And it doesn't end there either. This one guy left a comment telling me that there was a link between Q and some kind of fallen angel figure named Semyaza. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sure I'm butchering it. But yeah, so I ran a search for QAnon and Semyaza, and I ended up coming across this. Enjoy the unique perspective of the Pleiadians for this coming year 2020 to 2021. Bringers of the Dawn, Teachings from the Pleiadians. The complete defeat of the Dark Cabal will usher in the GCR RV event, Gesara Nasara, and ET Disclosure and Mass Landings. Listen, all of these seemingly different schools of thought and movements are little puzzle pieces that will merge together to form the one world religion. How will this happen? After the Great Deception. What is the Great Deception? It's the catalyst to launch a whole lot of dark things. And I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, but I can tell you that I see the table being set a certain way, if you follow my drift. For instance, the QAnon junk, it's about exalting a man as your savior. These people often say they're Christians, but they worship Trump right now. The stage is set for them to invest all of their hopes into some kind of human-looking figure. I don't know, like the Antichrist? And all this New Age crap where Jesus is this hipster metrosexual tranny with two spirits, one of them being Maitreya. That is satanic as fuck. Listen, if you are really committed to the Q thing, you exalt a man over God. If you are into this Nasara Gesara shit, you're willing to sell your soul for the idea of getting some shekels back from the Rothschilds, while benevolent aliens and a gay Jesus show their buttholes to you. If you're into all this New Age channeling aliens crap, congratulations, you are endorsing the satanic and you are a fool. If you think that your Christianity comes from Catholicism and that they are one and the same, as your institution becomes a monster, you are a fool. And eventually, all of these puzzle pieces and more will merge together to form a fanatical New World Order religion. This will be the nightmare of the beast system on fucking steroids. Imagine the people who have been willingly deceived, who've refused to see the truth, when they get to see a profound demonstration that validates all their incorrect nonsense. You will be their enemy if you don't endorse their madness. And on that note, homies, let me tie it all together.
UFOs? Any UFOs? Did you ask about that?
Certainly asked about it.
And?
Can't tell you. Sorry.
Okay. All right, I'll take that as a yes. Because if there were none,
Why
you'd say
not?
there was none, right? You just played your hand. I thought you were a poker player. You just 100% showed your river card.
Feel free to think that.
I do.
We're talking today with Harvard University psychiatrist John Mack, who studied the cases of about 100 people, at least, who claim that they've been abducted by aliens. One of Dr. Mack's patients, Randy here, says his abduction occurred while he was awake.
Many people claim that our governments are conspiring to cover up the truth about UFO encounters. One of the most incredible sightings, it's claimed they suppressed, occurred right here in the UK.
So this is a breaking story. In the last 48 hours, the public has learned of two stunning incidents captured on film by U.S. Navy carrier pilots earlier this year. One of the cases features a photo of a bizarre flying sphere and a black cube inside that is identical to dozens of other reports by Navy pilots.
Listen up, all you believers. 2 classified Pentagon reports on UFOs have been revealed, including a newly leaked photo. Here it is, showing what the pilot described as a silver object found hovering above the Atlantic Ocean.
Could it be that this strangely symmetrical formation on Mars is really an artificial structure built by an extraterrestrial race?
It's the former head of Israel's space program that is supposedly saying that extraterrestrials exist.
The big question, has the state of Israel made contact with aliens?
It's important to know that you are not alone, and we are not alone in the universe, at least according to Israel's former head of space security.
Aliens exist and President Trump knows about it. That's according to Israel's former space security chief.
Evidence of some unknown extraterrestrial culture that I think may have been telling the story of where we came from and possibly where we may be going.
And curiously, stories of giants.
There are legends of giants that appear throughout the Mediterranean.
And in fact, aliens are among us. They're doing studies here. The United States government has a very hush-hush agreement, and this, of course,
Well, Frank here decided it would be a super awesome idea to send aliens a message that includes a bunch of information about humans, thus making our soon-to-be alien overlord's job even easier.
Hi everybody, welcome. And now I'm going to bring in the Pleiadians, see what they would like to share with you about this solar eclipse in Sagittarius. Oh, we are delighted to be with you today. What a pleasure it is to be with you. And goodness gracious, things are going to move more rapidly. Everything is going to move at a speed that you really can't believe. You'll say, goodness gracious, I'm able to accomplish so many more things than I ever thought I could in a day. You'll find that a day feels like a week or even a month. Sagittarius is about stripping back to the basics, stripping yourself away from all the things that keep holding you back. It's almost as if you tie yourself down with invisible cords, with this one and that one and another one and another one, and it really holds you back. Even as you get up in the morning, you're already held back. You're already thinking of all the million things you've got to do and you haven't done yet, and you should have done and you ought to have done. And we just say to you, just let go of all those strings that are tying you down. If you can imagine all those tent pegs, lift your tent pegs, come out of your tent and breathe the fresh air and look at the sky. There is so much that the sky is showing you, dear ones. We want you to look a little more at the sky. Yeah, we want you to look above you, where there is endless possibility, where you're not tying yourself back. There we are. Just loosen those hooks. That's it. Loosen the hooks. Loosen yourself. That's it. Loosen it. You see, we are moving bracha here because we want to show you that you need to just loosen yourselves. You're all tight, all tied up. That's it. Loosen it. Loosen it. Loosely, loosely, loosely. That's it. Oh, goodness gracious. That's it. You see? And in that, you release one another, you see. Release. Encourage one another to go forward. Encourage one another to keep you going forward. Encourage yourself to go forward. Imagine you have just got a gentle hand behind your back. Just imagine you are just gently encouraging, coaxing yourself to come out, to keep coming out, to keep looking around. Look around. Look, really look. See. So much to see. Yeah. Goodness gracious, we love you all so very much. We really do. And we are so grateful that you are joining us more and more. So many of you are listening to our messages. So many of you are connecting with our sense of joyfulness, because Sagittarius is joy. Pure, unadulterated joy. We want you to sing along the street. We want you to sing in your room. We want you to sing in the bathroom. Just sing, dear ones. We love you, love you, love you.